gain the experience of being that individual and then recombining with others to become a different individual who has different experiences, being different sexes and all sorts of different things. That is one of the most recent civilizations we have encountered, and we find them quite fascinating.
Far out. My last question is quick. So when you were doing the manifestation steps, I'm in real estate, but I've been working on this television project for years.
Yeah.
And I would...
How real is your estate?
Pretty good. It's going pretty well.
Or is it an illusion?
I don't know now. I could be dead.
All right.
All right. So...
and remember, please, that every moment you are dead and then alive.
I felt that.
Dead.
That's my takeaway. I'm not kidding. That was
all right.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Yes. And so?
So I would go onto this, I'd sneak onto this studio and I would do your steps, the manifestation steps. And during this 3-year period, I was doing that manifestation steps, insistence and resistance. So I spent like $100,000 and I made this project and we aired it. And then I just hit this wall of like, I don't know what to do next. This has failed. I haven't been able to shake it. And I choose joy consciously, and I am putting on another event.
All right. How about doing this?
Yes.
Maybe that will help you shake it.
Is it that simple?
Remember, you're not trusting your synchronicity, and there is too much insistence on the outcome.
Yeah.
When you hit a so-called wall, don't define it as a wall. Define it as an arrow pointing in an unexpected direction that is actually the path of least resistance. And stop banging your head against a wall by insisting that that's the way to go, when your higher mind is telling you this path is quicker. Pay attention to your synchronicities and define them in a positive way. Then you'll have a positive flow and a positive experience. And then there'll be nothing to shake off. Is this making sense?
It is.
Reduce your level of insistence to 0. Okay. Because the secret of doing that is to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have no idea how things are supposed to turn out. None. 0. You do not know. Really, you do not know what the best outcome actually would be. You might have an inkling, you might have an idea, you might have an imagination, you might have a suggestion, you might have a hint, you might have a clue. But when it comes right down to it, you don't know. And you have to be okay with that in order to go with the flow. To go with the flow, you have to not know. But when you go with the flow, what you do know is you will wind up exactly where you need to be, because the flow knows where you need to go, even if you don't. So don't give so much power to your physical mind and force it to do a job it's not designed to do. Your physical mind, your typical ego structure, is not designed to know how something's going to happen. That's not its job. It's designed to allow you to experience what's happening right now. That's it. That's its job. When you force the physical mind to have to know this has to happen this way and you have to know what's going to happen, otherwise things are wrong and not going well, then your physical ego structure starts to break down, in a sense, starts to reflect back to you that you're giving it more than it was designed to handle, and that's what turns it into the negative ego. And then it thinks, oh yes, I have to be in control of everything. I have to do this job. It's too much to put on it. It's not designed to handle that. The analogy we often use is like a diving mask. When you dive under the ocean, things can be murky. That's why you wear the diving mask, to make things clear. But you don't let the diving mask tell you where you need to go. It's just helping you see clearly where you decide to go. Let the higher mind guide you, and let the physical mind just be the diving mask that allows where you wind up to be clear. That's all. That's how it works. Is this helping?
I feel joyous, actually, because I could just let go. So
then that is your first clue that that's the state of being that is truly you.
Right.
So please go with the flow.
Thank you, and I will go now, and thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please, all of you, understand or choose not to understand if you wish, because we're not forcing anything on you. But this is the way it really, 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 really does work. It's just a description of how existence is structured so that you can understand how it works and use it more consciously. That's all this is. We're just giving you a description of how life works, how existence is structured. That's why we give you the formula of acting on your passion to the best you can with zero insistence on the outcome. That's just the activation formula based on how existence is structured. It's an instruction manual, like any instruction manual you would use to understand how to operate a tool or any machine. Just follow the instructions. The machine will operate as designed. That's all it is. It's that simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to overthink it, of course, unless you're excited to do so. Yes?
Hello, Bashar.
And are you good day?
I'm David. I live in Mexico City.
Oh, all right.
I came here to say thank you from the heart, from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome.
And I love you because
Our love to
your
you as well.
teachings have really helped me to be in peace with myself and
All
not
right.
live in pieces.
Thank you for choosing to be at peace instead of in pieces.
Thank you very much. I had a question about consciousness, but
Yes.
You really gave the answer.
Oh, all right.
just
How
now.
synchronous of us.
And I am thinking of if you can talk to us about Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. The
Göbekli
ancient-
Tepe
Yes.
was an ancient temple or training site, in a sense, and a preservation of information site that allowed individuals to reach a certain level of ascended energy that allowed them to understand more clearly their path upon the earth, to become masters, in a sense, and go out into the world spreading that energy. And because they also saw that a disaster was coming to the planet in the form of a cometary and asteroidal strike that would wipe out a lot of information, then they deliberately buried Göbekli Tepe so it would be preserved for future generations. But it contains all sorts of different symbols that contain connections, connecting energies to different star systems, to different concepts in consciousness. It's an intuitive training center, not really a verbal one, but an intuitive one. The symbols evoke certain states of being when you focus on them, when you meditate on them, and put you in certain states that allow you to access certain kinds of information. So it's an early form of intuitive training center in that sense.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I love you.
Our love to you as well.
Hey, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you for being here. It is great to speak with you.
It is our pleasure. Thank you for being there.
So I've been spending a lot of time sort of trying to understand the nature of physical reality.
Yes.
And I understand it to be a projection of my consciousness.
All right.
So,
Then you understand its nature.
right. So when I explain this to people, then the
Yes.
question that I always get is, well, if I'm just an expression of your consciousness, what does that make me?
No. You have your version of them created out of your consciousness, but they have their version of you created out of their consciousness. It works both ways. It doesn't deny the validity of their existence. It's simply saying you're each creating versions of each other in order to interact with them so that you know each other exists in your reality. It doesn't take anything away from them just because you're creating your reality. They're creating it too. And you're making an agreement to share an idea of reality. You're co-creating.
Okay.
Does that
So-
make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So the experience that they're actually having as a person is that related in any way to the experience that I'm having with them, or could they just be having something totally different?
They could be having something totally different, but most of you will probably abide by the collective consciousness agreement to have something at least similar. The ones who are really not sharing your reality, you usually call them crazy. That doesn't mean that what they're experiencing isn't real. It's just not the consensus reality. They might be tapping into another consensus reality and not being able to relate to yours or you to relate to theirs. But generally, most of you will, by agreement, have some similarity in your co-creations. Otherwise, you would not be in the same reality at all. Yes? However, this is kind of a malleable and flexible thing. It's the reason why some of you are experiencing different realities, even though you might share some commonality. Some of you can also experience different realities because things are breaking up and breaking apart, and time and space are becoming more flexible and more malleable and less solid, less crystallized. Hence things like what you call the Mandela effect, where one person will remember one reality and another person will remember another reality, and both of you may be right because you're remembering two different realities. Yet you can have a common reality in which you discuss the idea that you're remembering two different realities. This is part of the orchestration. This is part of the awakening to the understanding of how malleable and flexible space and time are because you're creating them. So you can play with them that way and have two different experiences of two different realities while at the same time also sharing a third reality with each other in which you're discussing two different realities that you don't share. Sounds like fun.
Indeed. Indeed. So I'm trying to understand sort of where the line is between the consensus level reality and my
It's
own.
like right there, I believe.
That's the one.
Oh, maybe it's over there, and over there, and over there, and over there. What line are you referring to?
Well, so I've had synchronicities in my life where I feel like
Yes.
I am affecting what is, sort of at the consensus level, at least the common,
Yes.
even call it like the geopolitical level.
All right. This is what's happening. Do you remember that there are already multiple Earths existing simultaneously?
Yes.
So you never actually change the world you're on. What do? You shift to another version of Earth that already contains people that are in accord with the change you made within yourself.
Got it.
Thank you. Does that explain it?
It does.
There you go.
That is helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Yes.
I drink this water from a spring in Idaho that is basically holy water as far as I can tell.
Oh, all right, if you say so.
And it has a very high fluoride content,
Yes.
which struck me as odd because of my personal views about fluoride in water.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you could share with me the purpose of fluoride in the body.
Well, it has several different functions, but it also depends upon the molecular configuration as to what it does, because there are different molecular configurations to different elements, and they will have different effects, not only in and of themselves, but also pertaining to what other kinds of molecular arrangements are going on in the chemistry of your own body. So some of them will have an adverse effect, so to speak. Depending upon what kind of toxins exist within your body, it will, in a sense, amplify or magnify the toxic effects. And others can actually have a mitigating effect on some of those toxins, but it depends upon how they are arranged molecularly in the cellular structure of your body. The basic purpose, however, if you want to talk about a fundamental molecular effect to the idea of what you call fluoride, is to allow for a form of lubrication to exist that will allow for certain other kinds of molecules to slip past one another more easily so they don't build up.
Okay.
Will that do?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, the fluoride in that water may be perfectly fine.
It may be, but it depends upon the person drinking it too, as I just said.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
I read a couple years ago that there is an epidemic of sorts, although that's probably not the right word, but there seems to be an occurrence, quite a bit of children disappearing in national parks.
This is not a subject that we can discuss at this time. This is for another being at another time to talk about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you tell me my
Thank
vibration?
you.
Thank you.
It was 185,000 cycles per second, but the moment you asked me to tell you, it dropped to 165.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day,
Hi, my name is Suzanne,
if you insist.
and I have more personal questions.
Yes.
I have started a spiritual path over a year ago.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
Yeah, and during that time, I discovered you, and so
Yes.
I've been following you.
Oh, all right.
And I connect with you, and through my meditations, I've asked to speak with you and to meet with you. So it's a beautiful synchronicity to be here. And
All
for you
right.
to
Well,
choose
thank
my
you.
name. Thank you.
For your co-creation.
I'm a little nervous.
Why?
Because
What have
I'm
you got to be
excited to
nervous
be
about?
here. And
Well, excitement is not nervousness.
Okay, so it's excitement.
Thank you.
So I have started some sort of an awakening process, and I have been experiencing things that are amazing.
Yes.
And one of which, because I did ask to meet with you, and I experienced a multidimensional experience to where I visited a ship and I connected with a male on that ship, and I want to know if that was you.
No, not directly. It was your own future self.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, thank you. There was a child on that ship as well that I
Yes.
connected with.
Yes.
Can you tell me anything about that child?
You're part of the hybridization agenda. It's your child.
Thank you. Is that two questions or is that one question?
Well, now you've asked another.
I'm sorry.
So now we've lost count.
So are you able to tell me what starseed I connect with?
What starseed?
Or
What is your definition of that term?
Well, you said that they're my future descendants or a future
A future self.
self.
Yes. Well, as you understand time, you would call it a future incarnation in another civilization.
Okay.
It is Yael, another hybrid race.
Thank you.
Yes.
What I am experiencing now is this constant vibration in my body.
Yes.
And every time my experiencing seems to be progressing as a new experience, the multidimensional travel, the astral travel,
Yes.
the time travel. And
So to speak.
yes, that's the best way I could describe it.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I am encountering more and more experiences with alien ships.
Well, that's to be expected when you expand your consciousness in the way that you're doing, and especially because you've made those kinds of connections. So, not surprising, par for the course, part of the path. You'll experience more of it.
Will this vibration that I'm experiencing subside, or is that something
You'll
I don't
get
understand?
used to it. That's what will make it seem as if it's subsided, because you will match its frequency and then will no longer feel a difference between that frequency and your own. That's what you're feeling now, is the difference between the frequency of a higher vibration and your own frequency. But when you match it more, you won't feel a difference, and it will feel like it's subsided, but it will still be there. You'll just have gotten used to it as your frequency.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you speak or touch on the ascension process?
Ascension is what we have said. You're just raising your frequency. That's all. By following your passion to the best you're able with no insistence on the outcome, your frequency raises and raises and raises until you allow yourself to experience fourth density physical reality as a higher vibration of physical reality experience. You're ascending now. You're all in the process of doing so. You're raising your frequency more and more and more. That's ascension. Now, eventually, of course, you will ascend into non-physical reality. That's part of the process later on, but you're ascending right now just by exploring and expanding what you're exploring. Yes?
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're